Morning, turning now for another look at our weather with Alex. Obviously, Alex, clear skies out there this morning, but it is gearing up to be a hot morning. Obviously, some chances for rain. You know, what's going on out there today?
Well, today's going to be a pretty eventful day forecast-wise. As we go into the afternoon hours, it should be mostly dry, and that's what's going to contribute to a warm-up into, once again, heat advisory criteria. And then going into the evening and nighttime hours, we're looking at the possibility of some strong to maybe even severe storms. So we'll go over all of that, and then we'll talk about some good news that should finally be in store after we get through today. 76 degrees, partly cloudy skies over Dublin this morning. Dublin actually one of the cooler temperatures that we're seeing compared to maybe 77 in Macon and Roberta, 78 in Warner Robins, 78 also in Gordon, and taking it up to a trio of 79s in Milledgeville, Sparta, and Eatonton this morning. So your forecast for today, a high temperature of 98 degrees. That is already hot enough, but of course you have to factor in the humidity, and that's going to enhance what it feels like this afternoon. So in light of little rain chances for the first part of the afternoon, that's why we're going to see that warm up, but then we're looking at more widespread rain chances as we head into the evening hours tonight. So in terms of our heat advisory for today, it does encompass all of central Georgia today. So we had our western and southwestern counties excluded from the heat advisory yesterday. But once again, it's just covering the bases that everyone has the potential for feels like numbers up to 109 degrees. And this heat advisory will go all the way until 8 p.m. I do believe that some of the areas will already begin to cool off by the time we get to 8 p.m. because we could see a bit of an early start to our evening rain chances just an hour or two before that. So our rain chances later on today are going to be caused by this stationary boundary right now. It is stationary, it's staying put, but it's going to kick back into gear. And it's going to act as a backdoor cold front, which could usher in some slightly drier and some slightly cooler air as we go into the rest of the work week. So let's go through future view, talk about this afternoon, mostly dry, but you could find a stray shower or a sprinkle. Consider yourself very lucky if you do find one of those. But then we go into 8 p.m. tonight, storms trying to cluster together to the southeast of us, just to the northeast of us, but then actually moving into central Georgia and pretty widespread impacts, some pockets of some darker colors that's going to indicate maybe some stronger to even possibly severe weather. But fairly short-lived because it will be happening in the time frame of the day where our temperatures are cooling down and it won't have as much to work with as it would during peak heating during the afternoon hours. Wednesday's a little bit different. We actually may have some morning time showers, maybe even a low-end thunderstorm, but it does look like most of your Wednesday afternoon and evening is predominantly dry, besides a couple sprinkles there in the evening hours. And then Thursday, also trending predominantly dry. But we'll probably see some fluctuation with those rain chances as we get closer. But first things first, we do have a level 1 out of 5 risk for seeing some strong to severe weather today in central Georgia, just meaning a storm or two could have some gusty winds, heavy downpours that like to sit over the same area, and of course frequent lightning. But then the temperature cool down will ensue. High temperatures down into the low 90s, which will still be hot, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely a far cry from what we're feeling today and what we felt the past 2 days.